show you how my voice would have made an unbelievable bass drum.
Oh, okay, Joey.
Stand to see you cry. I can't stand to see you cry. If tears stand to see you cry.
I can't stand to see you cry, no, baby, now.
Yeah, so if any moment fucking you don't want to talk about something, just be like, I'm good on answering that, fuck off. But basically, I don't know, I just want to talk about drugs and shit. So are you homeless out here or no?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, you seem like you got a pretty level head. What's your name?
James.
James. And so do you use drugs too or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so I like to party too, so fucking what kind of drugs do you like to use, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, I've used almost every drug under the sun, especially the normal illicit drugs. But right now, so I don't really enjoy my drug usage for the most part anymore. You know what I'm saying? You get to a certain age or whatever where
Kind of
you're,
pull over it.
yeah, you're more a slave to your habit than
Yeah,
you
well, I like
are.
to drink a beer or whatever, not here and there, you know?
Yeah,
So-
but it's more a habitual thing than
Well, so like my main thing is like, do you think drugs are why you're homeless? No, or like you just consider yourself a drug addict or no?
I
It's
would
kind of a
say
hard
I would
question,
say
it's
it's
deep.
I would say it's the majority of it. Is it the only reason? That's like a conflict of interest thing, but I would choose to be homeless even if I wasn't drug addicted, but it would be different. It would be currently my homelessness is because it's you know.
What's your drug of choice? Like if you get some money, what do you like to go buy?
I'd get meth or I
So,
mean I
like
used
Clear
to.
is what they call it, meth.
Yeah,
and,
it used to
what
be
about
heroin.
Those blues? Yeah, did you ever try those fentanyl blues?
So here's the thing. I enjoy fentanyl more than I enjoy meth per se, right? But you don't get
consider it
much.
dangerous?
You
I
don't.
had a friend who did it, and he said that
It depends on
he
your.
couldn't overdose.
It
Like
dep-
he said he'd never overdose.
That's a pretty dumb statement, but I get what he's saying to an extent. I mean, it's for me. I don't really worry about overdose too much, you know, because I have pretty good tolerance. I've been doing opiates for a long time.
You probably started
But
with
there's
heroin
been
back in the
time.
day,
One
or
time
what?
I hit a pill and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm dead." Like it's because I knew that. Oh god, that shit was strong, like
You
too
think some are
strong.
probably stronger than others, huh?
Oh, guaranteed.
So you probably started back in the day with opiates like pills or heroin, or would you start
It
with?
started with probably Vicodins. Yeah, Vicodins.
And so that's how a lot of people get into it, is a prescription. So that's kind of fucked up, right? The industry is like,
Me though was more stolen. I mean, when I got them, it was
Yeah.
kind of obvious that I was going to be into them, right?
how would you?
But it's not
describe
like
the
my
feeling when you
doctors would.
first ever tried them. Did you snort them or just ingest them?
Oh, opiates are like if you like opiates are
I
one
never
of
got
the,
into my dad.
They're one of
my
the
dad
best
died from
feeling thing.
Percocet.
Like
Percocet and vodka, so I never really got into pills.
when you get high on them, like they're so good. At the beginning you'll lay there and rub your face because everything just feels so good. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is in your body. It's your feel. Your body naturally produces a form of an opioid almost in every stress situation.
Right,
It's
like
always
dopamine,
kind of
endorphins and stuff.
yeah.
like,
It's
I-
always kind of. I mean, you know, your body as itself. That's how it's
Well, they
always.
say like biochemically you start to introduce the fake opioids, and then like your receptors crave more or whatever.
I mean,
so-
if you wanted to get like super into like
Science,
legalities,
yeah.
you could say that drugs shouldn't be illegal because the human body operates off of them solely based. I mean,
Well, they just
you
made
know,
Colorado Springs recreational for marijuana,
But
which
we
is
don't-
that's a big step, I think, right? Yeah, for a military town, I don't know.
I think a bigger
just money,
step with
though.
having more overall education in a couple basic things.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? There's some things that if people understood, it would change their lives. And it's sad that we don't have that kind of education for more people. Can we educate everyone that way? No, but
So
you know,
what about meth? How would you describe meth? Like, is it just a rush?
it
And then
depends on how you're using
your heart's
meth.
beating fast. You just smoke it.
I'd
probably,
say
usually?
mostly for most people, it's entangled with sex.
Yeah.
It's a sex. I mean, when I get high, I get horny and I want to have
Right,
sex.
yeah, well, a lot of people say
That's
something about
what most
cocaine and
people
shit.
party for is
Yeah.
because most dudes, if you ask them why they do anything, it's because of you know,
Right.
that's why dope dealers sell dope. That's why people do dope. That's why they're mostly in the scene for that. But there are your, you know, people that just like to get high, but not, you know, I couldn't say that I would have stayed in the drug world if it wasn't for the opposite sex and that whole
Right.
sex life and
So
rock
do you,
and roll.
do you
So
have a
it's
camp around here? Or no?
I'm not an average like homeless person. You can't really
You're
at
like
the
nomadic?
moment, but no, I've never had a camp. I'm just odd in that way.
No, that's like kind of stealthy.
Yeah.
It makes sense because then if you have a camp, you have all your shit at one place. And someone can go
Yeah, it
raid
just
it.
never really. It doesn't work for me per se.
So you just you kind of move around and like find places like.
And then I have people that I have good enough relationships with and stuff. If I needed to, sleep in
showers
a
and
tent.
shit, yeah, or
No,
take a
shit
tent.
like that's scarce. That's
Well,
what's
what
sad.
about, like,
is
for example,
using a phone, sanitation like that, and good food, which all should be. To me, those are like the main things, right? Those are all scarce. Communication, because part of the underworld is that they separate you from what you're a part of, your family, whatever, and they isolate you. And
So
then
speaking of family, do you have family out here? Did she talk to you still or anything like that?
I have family. They're in a different town and stuff. But
And
yeah,
so you're not from the Springs.
not originally.
And
Moved
so-
here when I was 14.
So they got apparently we're supposed to get like 6 inches of snow tomorrow or some shit, maybe more. And the mountains are getting like 30 inches of snow.
Yeah.
What are your plans? Do you have a game plan, or are you just gonna keep it moving and fucking see where you end up?
I don't know. At this point, like, there's a lot of new people that are homeless, right? So that means that you kind of have to be prepared for people to be idiots and not have fires. You know what I'm saying, or not have whatever. But I would say even though there's more.
Yeah, but when it snows, you
That's the
should still
main
have
thing.
a fire though, right?
Yeah,
You
but a
said
lot of
you-
people don't, and it's not. They don't realize how hard it is to get a fire when it's that cold and.
Right. Yeah. You
know,
might as well start
they
it
just,
early. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They don't prepare, like, especially drug users and people that are.
Or yeah, well, fucking obviously people lose limbs.
Oh,
and
there's
people-
been times where
or
I
people
just
fall
have been
asleep,
caught
you
fucking
know?
in a shitty situation.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well, usually if you stay moving, you can stay warm.
that's the key to it. Is you
But
gotta
if you
stay
stop
moving.
and or you're drinking or something, and you
I
fall
was gonna say
asleep,
that
yeah.
if anyone ever finds himself in the situation, that's the key. Is if you're freezing, stay moving. Most likely you won't die.
So last year we had the huge snowstorm, and I walked like from Southgate over there, like all the way up there, in the like foot of snow, and in my slippers.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Which you can do for one night,
Right.
and it's rough, right? You do that for 2 or 3 nights, and you get sick.
Yeah,
You
you'll
get-
start losing toes
yeah,
or
or
some shit.
whatever. It's something you can tolerate for a day, maybe.
So
And,
you so as far as drugs, because I want to talk to you about drugs because I'm a recovering addict. My drug of choice was ketamine.
All right,
But I-
so I'll try to look at it from that mind frame. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just asking like about drugs. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think your goal ultimately to get sober and off the streets, kind of, or are you content with where you're at? Because you don't seem like necessarily like I don't know. Some people look rough. I feel like I said, seem like you have your cognitive ability, so you can hold a conversation. It's like
I would like to get mine more. I look at it this way. I've done so many drugs and done drugs for so long
Right, yeah.
that it would be, to me, it would be an injustice to walk away from it without some self-control and ability to use those drugs responsibly
I'm
sometime
kind
down
of like,
the road.
If I do party, it's like once a month now. It's where I want to be.
Oh, and that's the thing is, for
Not
most
every
people,
day,
it's
yeah.
like don't even get to the point where you're addicted or anything like that. Just use it like you're saying, because that's pretty minimal, right?
Charlie.
But
Sheen?
when you get into a drug
Have
addiction,
you seen that video? He said I was banging 7-gram rocks. He's
Yeah.
talking about crack.
that's what I'm saying is once you go that direction,
Well,
it gets.
same with me though, because I could do like
It
a
could,
quarter,
yeah.
in one night if I wanted to do like a quarter ounce.
Well,
of
and you're
ketamine.
just that. You're
That's
just
7 grams still, yeah,
you're
it's fucked
just that step away from
Organ failure or some
or
stupid
no
shit.
or losing self-control, because you got self-control now. But how old are you?
28, yeah.
28.
Well, I've been, my
You're
dad was a
heavy.
bad alcoholic.
You're heavy. You're intelligent.
Yeah.
So you have natural self-control, self-will. So you're one of the people that it's going to take longer
But it's
for
even
it
food,
to.
like you said, diet. Like, dude, it's
It
so
ha-
easy to overeat.
but
or,
you keep doing it for long
Yeah.
enough and overdoing it,
Yeah.
it'll break you down too.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
break anyone. That's how it's designed. You know what I'm saying? If you use it properly and don't overdo it like that, then it probably won't. But if the likelihood is, for most people, it will get to that point if there's not.
So you don't think that
It depends what you're doing too. Like, are you doing coke? Are you doing meth?
on
What are you
occasion,
doing?
like people have
Are you
coke,
doing
know?
meth or are you doing
No,
opiates?
I don't know.
Okay,
nothing
then you're
opiates,
not
yeah.
doing like drugs
super
like that.
hard.
Yeah,
so,
shit
it's
that's gonna.
Once you start doing that, it's kind of slippery fucking.
Well, and
slope.
coke is here's the problem: is most people don't
People
have
have
enough.
died in Denver of
Most
fentanyl
people don't have
overdoses,
enough
yeah.
money or the connects to get good coke to the point where it's like,
It's worth doing.
well, it's like Charlie Sheen. He was addicted to coke because he could afford it, and
There's some good coke, yeah.
yeah, you know,
But
most
either way,
people
coke
can't.
Because I'm a bigger dude, like you said, my heart will go crazy when I do coke. Like, and I don't want to fucking.
Yeah, but are you getting like?
You gotta chug water. Yeah, you
Well,
know?
no, pure coke, your heart will get going,
Yeah.
but it's not like kill you shit if
Right,
you
yeah,
overdo
that's what I'm
it.
saying.
You
I
know
feel like a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
coke out here is like probably cut with
meth.
like amphetamines and shit.
It's,
Yeah.
I would say I've never got coke around here that was.
Not
One
coke.
time I got it from some people I knew.
Yeah, my
and
friend
it
said
was,
go to Peru and then come.
and
talk
I
to
was
me.
like, holy shit! Like it. I've never got coke like that. So, and
Well, allegedly raw coke from South America, you do like one tiny bump in your whole face.
that's what I got a key bump. It was like that. My whole face went numb. I couldn't quit talking. I couldn't drive. But you don't get. It was oil
You
based.
were
It wasn't.
geeked up.
Well, and that's the thing is, it wasn't like that. It was pretty mild as far as that. Like it felt good. There was a lot of euphoria, but there wasn't a lot of disorientation
Do you have
or.
a weed pipe? I got some weed. I'll throw you some weed in the pipe if you want. Do you have a pipe or something smoking in? Put it in.
I don't have my pipe on me.
Do you have like a?
I have
little-
one
Do
back.
you have a little thing to put it in, maybe?
Maybe.
Fucking like cellophane, or we could rip this plastic off the 2-liter and wrap it in there too. Yeah, I got some homegrown too. Yeah, some fucking, pretty good. Smell it.
Yeah.
Some guns. Fucking break it up before you smoke it though, because there's seeds here and there. You don't want to smoke the seeds.
Okay.
Or you want to just throw it in there?
What you grow it under?
This is outdoor. This
Oh,
one, the one on
that's
top,
why.
that one's the fire.
That's pretty dope. Bro. So,
Yeah, fucking the lighter
Nice,
colored
you
one
can-
is super frosty. So
I
yeah,
didn't
I'm
see
trying
the
to
crystals at
fucking
first.
steer people towards weed because I feel like weed's dope, but careful, it'll give you the munchies.
One,
You know?
yeah, well, 100%. I mean, weed can be like anything. It can stunt your life, right? Just
Right,
like
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
But it's not. It doesn't have the. I'm gonna steal shit. I'm gonna rape. It doesn't. You're not
Start
gonna
doing
do
fuck
anything
shit, yeah.
other than be lazy or. And
Which
some
is, I
people,
guess, self-destructive in a sense, but yeah.
it's not good for you, but it's as far as the level of impact it's going to have on your life and in society and just how bad it is for society. I don't give a, when it comes from a legality standpoint, right? I don't really care what it does to you. That's
Right.
up to you.
Right.
But what it does to society, I'm a little more interested in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, yeah, well, they just legalize it here and probably bring a lot of out-of-towners.
as far as
a lot of money.
I think that every drug should be legalized, but that money and greed, they can't figure it out because there's problems with that because they don't want it taxed, right? And I don't
Yeah.
blame them because I don't really want my money taxed to start with, you know. I
Well, they're
I
gonna
live in
tax it for
America.
sure, yeah, but it's like
Well, but that's why they
State,
don't do
yeah.
it. That, you know, and it's like, and you got to look at who owns this stuff. We're not talking about gutter people or street people.
Millionaires, yeah.
We're talking about the people
Billionaires,
We're
yeah.
talking about royalty.
Yeah.
They're the ones that
Running
own
the game, yeah.
these things. So they don't. Why would they want to hear from the government? They had to run shit when shit wasn't runnable,
right, yeah.
and they did it. So they don't really want to hear from some government that's.
Do you think there'll be a day in the United States when like all drugs are legal, like opiates and shit? Like, cause like Amsterdam or Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
Where-
Yeah.
Do you think
definitely.
that's the answer? Like they say the war on drugs was a failure. I agree.
It's
kind
not
of,
the
right?
answer, but it's a better
what do you think?
checkpoint. It's a better
Yeah.
checkpoint before better education.
There's, in Europe, they have places where you can go use drugs, right? Like they have those like rooms,
Yeah.
and it's like supposed to be a safe space, and they'll like monitor.
Well,
you
and
so
it would be.
you can-
So here's the thing. Man's okay. I had this concept recently, right? That was given law, right? And he was given law, and he can look at law and he can say, it is. We can say that we know that this is true, right? But in this instance, I want to do this,
Yeah.
and even though we know this is true, that is not the situation in this particular case. So I'm going to write a note saying I'm aware that the law says this is wrong, but I'm going to do this because for us to experience life, it's about, you know, he gave us the law because don't do this because it's wrong. So if in a case it's not wrong, even though that's what the letter says, right? And we've got to that point where we understand it and we can make that choice, because that choice might be wrong if I went over here
Well, yeah, it's all depends
and,
on like.
and per se slept with
Or
a
what
hooker,
what you think is
or-
right and wrong.
right?
And
Or I did a drug that actually could kill me, versus doing a drug
But they're
that's
doing
not.
like MDMA therapy now, like as
They've been
and that's
doing
an
that
amphetamine.
forever.
Yeah,
It's-
for PTSD
I
and
watched
stuff
a
and mushrooms.
documentary on that shit 20
Yeah.
years ago. It's
Yeah.
a great tool for therapy.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like maybe not all drugs are bad, you know?
No,
It's just-
they're not. And in most cases, not most cases, but in a lot of cases, almost every drug has a purpose and a use and a benefit. But it also has a
can be
high.
harmless when
It
used
has a
properly.
high negative, high.
risk factor. Or whatever.
Yeah, they're usually not great for your health.
Let me see your hands. Do you like to take showers ever, or because I
Yeah,
notice a lot
I
of the
mean-
people they have dirty hands. Is because you starting a campfire, or what? What's up with the
my
dirty
hands
hands?
are dirty for different.
It's the ladies.
Yeah.
the ladies
Yeah.
did this.
My hands are hands are tough. They've seen a lot of fires. They've seen a lot of just everything.
Well, I've been thinking about coming here and fucking setting up hand washing stations for people because it's,
Well, yeah.
like, I've had a vision.
I couldn't
What
get
if we
this.
had a
I couldn't
trailer?
get this. I couldn't get this off my hands in a week.
You'd have to take a fucking
It just wouldn't
gnarly
come
tub,
out.
like a tub bath or whatever.
Yeah,
It's-
maybe a bath or something.
but-
No, it's set into the skin to where it's not just gonna come out.
It's like part of you. Yeah. But so how old are you? You seem
41.
relatively young. Yeah, almost my age. You got 10 years on me, about
Yeah.
13 years.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel? Do you feel young still? Do you feel limbo, or do you feel like you're getting
I
old?
do when I'm healthy, but like when I'm feeling bad, I feel. That's the thing about getting older.
Well, I noticed you walking. You're kind of like walking like this. Like, do you have to take a shit?
No,
Or
it's
just a
probably
backpack?
because my bag's heavy, fucking, and I've been walking all day, and yeah, who knows? Oh no, it was because I was looking at this
yeah,
thing.
I was like, shit.
I was looking at this thing because you
Yeah,
got to
so
look
do you know
at
the
this
guy, the
piece.
sculptor, he lives up in the canyon.
You got to look at this piece, bro. It's quite a fucking piece. It's there's a lot of moving
well,
parts.
the thing
to
is,
this
yeah, this is some Burning Man shit, almost like steel work.
Oh, this is in my
This is
opinion,
Atlantis
this
right
is
here.
one of the fucking illest piece of art that there is in the world.
I mean, look at it.
You know.
And the guy, I think he
Yeah,
made
and
him back in like the 70s, or I think he's an older dude. One of them fell during one of the big windstorms we had, but yeah, I think he donated these or made them just for this creek walk or
I
whatever.
was just saying,
That one's dope. I'm pretty sure that one spins over there.
walking from my standpoint, because okay, I'm not a normal homeless person. Like in my industry, in my realm, I'm up there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this thing like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Right. It's just, yeah, like you said, got a lot of moving parts. I wonder if he's using bearings or what. That'd be cool to make it a turbine too to produce.
I have to look at the whole thing.
But you know how
I don't
turbines
think
work,
it's
right?
anything super special. It's just how extravagant or how
Yeah, it's like art. Yeah.
big it is, how complex it is. It's basically just a basic windmill.
Yeah.
Windmill slash maybe timepiece.
Yeah.
Anything like that that stands and splits the sun like that, if you look at the shadow, it's a timepiece. You know what I'm saying? So that
Like
right
a sundial.
there is-
Yeah.
That's a pretty big.
Yeah, I
accurate
picked up this
sundial.
cone. I gotta go fucking move this cone. But yeah, man, we got 17 minutes. That was a good interview. Thanks for flowing. Fucking, like I said, if I see you around dude, in the future, like it would be sick, like to once this program gets going, if we do get funding, it's just to like get someone a hotel room for a week or whatever, or a few days, you know, like a weekend. You know, and let you guys have showers and shit.
Yeah.
And fucking, I don't know, roof over your head for a
Well, and
second.
if you want,
Or just give them
if
food,
you
you
want to
know,
get someone out of the
food.
streets, that's what you do. Is you find someone that wants out of the streets, right?
And not everyone does.
And
like you
get-
said, yeah.
no, and you. That's why I said and find them, because you got to. Why waste money on someone? Who
All right, do you have
doesn't?
anything to say to them government or any of the people in the world, the civilians? Merry Christmas.
hold to what this country was built on, and reach towards something better.
Yeah, and trying to stay kind. You know, we're all
Yeah,
humans.
don't
so.
be a dick.
Just because someone's homeless doesn't mean they're not a human. You know.
Yeah.
All right, man. Keep on rocking.
Bye.
If you see me around, say what up, right? And like I said, enjoy that weed, all right?
Yep.
Peace. Yeah, cool.